Hello everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. That stands for tips, tricks, tutorials. Welcome to all of y'all. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. I know we are heading into basically the holiday weekend for 4th of July. So if that's going to be you, I would love to know what plans you have for 4th of July. We don't really have any, so I will live vicariously through yours. Pixelpia, hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here. James, hello. Serenity Journey, welcome. We have to start with a very important question. I think y'all know the one. It is going to be, what's in your cup? And then from there, we will move on to today's topic, which is really going to be talking a little bit more about some of my favorite video editing apps on mobile devices. So, now that we have that established, what's in your cup, people? Tell me what's in your cup and I'll tell you what's in mine. You tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. So today I have liquid IV. I've taken a break from the wine for today's stream. I don't know if you guys have heard this or wherever you guys are located. There is a heat wave happening, a heat dome, an unprecedented one where at the very beginning of the week, Seattle being in the 100-degree range for 3 days in a row not only set all kinds of records, but Seattle is by far, I think they said, the least air-conditioned of the big metro cities. Like they polled 15 to 20 of them and we were the worst, where only about at most 40% of people have any kind of air conditioning in their homes, which you would think, oh, that's not a big deal. People in Arizona, people in Vegas. No, you guys have air conditioning. There's a lot of infrastructure and whatnot here in place that is making Seattle, no, not so much. So we definitely have a lot of people to worry about with all of that overheating. So there's that. Okay. So that being said, if you are in a hot climate, I am taking a break from the wine because usually I go with red, and I was like, oh, do I want to go with white wine? This is a squirrel brain moment here. I was like, I have one, it's a Chardonnay. I don't really like Chardonnay. It came in the Gary Vee Wine of the Month Club. So I decided instead I opted into this guy, which is Liquid IV, which if you've never heard of it, they reached out a few months ago. They don't know I'm talking about them, but it's this hydration multiplier. So it's supposed to be like you drinking 4 times the amount of water, which is great because I don't drink enough water anyway, but especially right now when everything is the way it is. There you go. I don't think it's bad. They sent me several flavors, and I will say the one that I'm using is this hydration multiplier, but it's the sport drink in the orange. It's tangerine. I will say that it says use it with 8 ounces of water. There's no way. I feel like it has to be a huge cup of water because it really flavors it. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I think tell me, because not only did they give me a coupon code for it, but I've also seen it. You can go pick it up at Costco now. So I'm just PSA. There you go. All right. Oh, okay. So hello to Dutch Can Jam. Hello, Carl in Arkansas. Hey. I just saw you on Twitch earlier today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. And yes, you guys got it. Star Wars. I have a few of them I can cycle through if you guys want. Tell me, and then I can cycle through to a few others and we can pick one. But I didn't move. I'm sitting in the same place I usually am, but because I film against a green screen, I can make it be wherever I want, right? And staying cool with water. Oh no, you're feeling sick? I'm sorry. It's raining in Orlando. I feel like June, July, what I remember of my friends that live in Florida is like at clockwork at 3 p.m. every day. It just rains for an hour and then stops. Tell me I'm wrong. It's just something like that. Savage Scientist is moving to Seattle to leave the heat and rain behind. No, but we were just talking about at the beginning of this week, we had an unusual once in a lifetime, or actually once in 30 years. I think it was 1980 or something was the last time. We hit 100 degrees for 3 days in a row, but we had this heat dome. Unprecedented times here in Seattle. You said you're all over. You don't have a cup? You don't have a cup? Oh, man. All right. So no one else really said anything. We just water. We saw water. All right. So today, I was not prepared. I should have hooked in my phone so we could talk about different apps. That would have been a better way to do this, huh? What can I do? What can we do? Give me a second while we think about that. Talk amongst yourselves while we contemplate how we're going to do that. Let me see if I can turn this guy on. One second. How's your work week been, everyone? I feel like it's been a busy week overall. Let's try something. Let's try something here. Oh, lock codes. Too many lock codes. Okay, let's see if we could do at least this. We'll do a top-down shot, maybe. Maybe. This may or may not work, y'all. Okay, this may or may not work. No promises. Is the phone mad at me? Is it mad at me? No, no, it's all right. Ooh, ooh, we're gonna make it work. Ooh, ooh, we're gonna make this work. Let's see what we can do here. One second. If I were to go to... Oh, I think it's gonna be mad at me, isn't it? Because of the... You guys want to see my green screen? I'll give you the green screen. Why? There it is. Oh no, it's a different background. Oh, look at that. At least I was smart enough to do that. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Now let's take you off. All right. Look at that. Look at that. What we got going on. All right. Now I need a phone. I need a phone. I need a phone. All right. Here we go. That's not my iPhone. Dang it. Where's my phone? Anyone see my phone? This is so... Oh man, this is so not the way I wanted this show to go. All right. Just watch, y'all. This is just... It's just a shit show today. All right. You're lurking tonight, but you're listening. Pixelpia, don't let me forget. Channel member only live stream. I just hadn't made it official and posted it, but it's going to be tomorrow. So if you have any cues you want me to try and let's do that session tomorrow because it's going to be the holiday weekend and I missed it by a day. I'm really sorry. The days got away from me. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, members only live stream tomorrow. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's a phone, right? What are we going to do? We're going to talk about my favorite mobile editing apps. So the first one we are going to talk about, I wish that I had my iPhone. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys here. Slowly, gently, gently. Nope. You see all the secrets. See all the secrets here. Back to camera. You see it? You see it? There we go. That's as close as we're gonna get, y'all. Okay. All right. So the first one that we are going to talk about is going to be. You guys can't see that, can you? Let's try it with a crop. Yeah, I messed it up again, guys. I messed it up again. And we got a minus U. Oh, it's locked, isn't it? I apologize. This is just a bad experience for y'all. I'm sorry. This one? Yes. Okay. Where is it? Here-ish? Here-ish? Okay. There we go. Right? Oh, damn it. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about is InShot. Obviously, this is not my normal phone. Well, you guys don't know that. Okay. So available iOS, Android. Okay. This is my go-to when I'm usually making like Instagram reels or something like just really, really quickly if I'm not doing it inside of the app. If I'm not doing it inside of Instagram or inside of TikTok or anything like that, I'm usually going to use InShot because I like to edit on my phone where all the clips were taken most of the time. And this on iOS version, I ended up purchasing the one so you could remove the watermark. And the nice thing about this, let me see if we can go in there, and I don't even know if I have any videos, so I don't think I can show you anything. Can we create a new video? See, I don't have any photos on this one. Okay, but I need my phone. I need my phone. It's downstairs. I feel like this would all be better if I had my phone. I'm going to mute y'all for 1 second. Hopefully you guys can't hear me yelling at my husband, asking him to bring me the phone. If you do, I apologize. I don't know if you guys heard that. I was being nice, but I don't. Anyways, we're going to try here. So the nice thing about this is you can bring in whatever shots you want. You can change the size and orientation. If you want to do widescreen, you can. If you want to do 4:5, if you want to do 9:16. Hi, honey. Can you bring me my phone, please? I think I left it downstairs. Thank you. Okay, so I will find my phone. Hopefully he will get it for me, and then I can show you an example. I am not doing it a service at all because it is my favorite when it comes to the phone. So InShot you can totally use for also creating your YouTube videos, something like that. I paid originally to have the watermark removed. I think it was like $1.99. I then subsequently, years later, because I've been using InShot for years later, I purchased the pack where you get like all the transitions and all of the little effects, because in the, maybe I can show you here in this option, you can add all of these different like stickers and backgrounds and effects and filters and stuff like that. So if you're part of the paid program, then you get all of those included for free. The nice thing is it's integrated with Giphy. So if you wanted to, this is something that I have done, or you can shortcut it, also do this by doing it in Instagram like I showed you before. If you record like a green screen, you can then go to Giphy, add a sticker, and then be able to use that as a green screen item in your video. Or you could just, in this case, you don't have to add it to a green screen at all. You could just add the sticker. So there's that. Really, really easy to do that. And it allows you to do multiple things like resizing green screens, which I did a video on the main channel here, on this channel, about using the picture-in-picture option to activate green screen. But the thing that is weird and special about that, oh, thank you. The thing that's interesting about that is, where's InShot? You guys want to inside look into my phone here? This is a what's on my iPhone type of moment. So the way that this works, the way that my phone is usually set up is single apps, usually up and down the sides, and then the library of apps in the middle, because I don't like to have to swipe around to stuff. I want it to live here. So I've got little different things like, this is everything I use to make stories. So those are the little books like stories. This is everything for camera related stuff. So that's photo editing stuff. You get the idea. All of my like Google apps are together. Anything that has to do with photos kind of like live around Instagram. Everything that has to do with YouTube are kind of like in a row right up the side. Did you guys care for this? Did you ask for it? No. All right, let's just go on with the tour then. Let me go into Instagram, which is going to be, sorry, my stories area. And here is your preview of the apps that we're pretty much going to be talking about. So we're going to go into InShot. Okay. And then the way that it works, right? You can either do a photo, you can do a collage, you can do a video. You can see when you do videos, I have 100, I don't know if you can see that, 189. So I've done quite a few videos in here, all right? So I'm going to show you the last project I was working on, which was the YouTube short that I created around the, help me out here, the green screen I failed video. I'm still mad about it. I found out later, you guys see inside story here, my little makeshift, I have a Pivo pod, right? It's the little rotating thing. I took a pop socket and I popped off the top of it, and then I cut a hole in the bottom of it so that I could try and put something, I'll just make sure, do not disturb. There we go, just in case. I put a pop socket and then I wrapped it in green duct tape, and then I put it on top so that there was a semi-flat surface for when I was trying to have my rotating object on top of it. Little did I know, I just found out yesterday, Pivo messaged me because I had posted that and I tagged them in it. Apparently they made like a little lightbox / Lazy Susan looking thing. I didn't know they started making it so that you can do something like this without having to MacGyver it yourself. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. Okay, so the cool thing is here, you can go through and you do all of your cuts, you can do your transitions, you can do voiceovers in here, you can change up your speeds from, you know, super slow to super quick. Like I said, all of those stickers and everything, you can go in and you can add these stickers directly on. You can integrate with the Giphy, so if you want to just put on a GIF or a GIF, however you want to say that, if you have different things and icons and stuff, you can download all of that into here. What's really cool also is this canvas size. So you can see, hopefully you guys can see that, all the different sizes that are along the bottom. So you know, if you're in Instagram and you're doing a reel, it's going to be a 9x16 tall. But if you're doing a main feed, the tallest you can do is a 4x5 orientation, which is 1080 by 1350. So we could go into there and say it's going to be a 4x5. It will auto rotate it for you, or you can go into the zoom and kind of like change to fit the frame that you're going for. So there's all that. It has the picture-in-picture. You can have multiple overlays, which, you know, like iMovie taps you out at like 1. So like it's so much better in here. And they have a built-in music library. I don't usually do that because I will just do the video no sound and then upload a sound or go to a sound when I go to the different profiles. So, I mean, I think there's just a lot to really, really like in here. So I thought it was worth the money to do this guy. So let me know, have you guys heard of InShot? Do you use InShot? Do you love InShot? Do you have stories about how you hate InShot? Tell me all the things while I take a sip of my liquid IV, and then we'll move on to the next one. Let's see here. Hello from the Philippines, Happy Road TV. Hello. Craig Musine, hello. You like seeing the behind the scenes? Oh, good, good. Oh, I forgot I changed the background on this green screen in this one, so you guys see my normal setup. Okay. It says you're using InShot. Yes. With iPhone, you can connect to your Mac. I know. And usually I have a phone hooked up so I could do that, but I had unplugged it so that I could plug in this one so I could try and do a top-down shot down below. So, yeah. I have done that before, and that's how I do my my overlay for when I'm doing the right-on-screen stuff, which is going to be in Keynote on my iPad. Like I said, I unhooked it so I could do this camera for the up-down shot. So, hey fish, how's it going? I should make a car chase video somehow. I don't know why. I just think you would be good at it. Okay. Anyways, you've never used InShot. You haven't used InShot, but it looks like it's got some great features. Yeah. Absolutely. They have a free version. Like I said, you can pay the $2 to remove the watermark because otherwise it says like made with InShot, which whatever. Export it, crop in a little. Oops, I didn't say that. Whatever. Okay. So that is the first one. I think there's an update in InShot, the ones with the yellow dot on the filter icon. Okay. Cool. All right, so that's InShot. That is absolutely one of my favorites. If we go back to the main menu here, the next one that we're going to talk about is MixCaptions. Okay, so I know MixCaptions. It already sounds like, what? I'm going to be like, but I like it for multiple purposes. So let me show you why. It's asking me to install some other thing. Okay, so you can see, obviously, I've been making projects in here too, a lot of projects. So these are all programs that I use. It's not just stuff I've never used before. So I'm not just like completely just being like, oh, try this one. Let me show you something like this guy. So also how we were looking at InShot, where you can take a video and you can kind of change the orientation around a little bit as well. This you can also do the same. So if you have a video that, let's say you've done widescreen and you wanted to change it into something that's a 9x16 or a 4x5 or even a square, and you don't have, or you don't want to do the trick inside of like iMovie or whatever else, this is a great program to also be able to do that, because I think this one actually is a widescreen one. It was used, let me bring it up here. Let me see here. So under here where you can select the ratio. So if I say that I want to do a 1x1 square, then you can see that this particular video is now square. Yes, I know. You can also do, by the way, these are mushrooms. I found them out one day while I was walking, and I just thought everyone should know and see them and share. So, so you can do that. And then you can go in there in your background and you can decide, is it going to be a black background? Is it going to be a bokeh, like blurred background? So if you've also seen where a lot of the time, if you have like a TikTok video or something that's already vertical, and then you want to put it on YouTube, but you want to have it still be like filling up the screen. A lot of the time, you know, you see it where you see it duplicated back behind, but it's like super blurred out and like faded. You could do something like that in here. Let me see if we can show you how to do that. Let's do a, was this one the wide one or was this a tall one? We'll find out. It was a wide. It was a wide. Okay, so that's how we turned it into a vertical. This is not the best example for that. But if we had a vertical one, then I would show you how you duplicate it and then you blur the bokeh on the background. Let's see. Trying to describe how I best want to show you how to do that. So never mind. Let me find a different. Anyways, that's how you zoom in or out. If you decide that, you know, this is the part that you really want to have in frame or whatever else, you could do that. And then you can change your background settings and stuff like that. One thing I really, really like about MixCaptions though, I'm going to show you this. If you have spoken word, stuff like that, you can actually go in here and it uses AI to help you create captions. And then you can go in there and do corrections. Here, let me go into a project where I did captions. All right. So basically, as you go through, you can go see the captions. You can decide on the style of captions. You can go in. Yep. You can go in and you can see all of the captions that have been generated, and then you can change their style. So if you want to have like a black background or anything like that, you can do that in here. Plus, this is really cool. You can export an SRT file, which is the caption file, and then put that into YouTube, which is cool. And then you'll get a little CC icon on your videos, which is closed captions, which is really, really cool. And if you have an SRT file and if you have the legend version of like TubeBuddy, you can do auto translations so that it will generate translations of your subtitles in other languages, which is really cool. So you can also export the SRT file by itself and not have burned in captions on the screen if that's something that you want to do. Although if it's just for like IGTV or sorry, like an Instagram reel or something like that, you may want to leave captions on or for stories because it helps with engagement and people being able to follow what's going along with your story without having the audio on, because a lot of the time people don't have audio on. So it's really big on like Facebook and stuff too. So questions about MixCaptions, the way that this works. Okay, you can also upload your own fonts. I had paid back in the day, I think it was like $3 for the ability to have like your own fonts and all of that information. But the way that MixCaptions works is that you pay for bundles of minutes of transcribing time. So if you don't really need the transcribing time, I don't think you have to pay anything because you can just export anyway. So I think so. But unlike rev.com, which is like $1.25 a minute now, or some of these other services, the nice thing about this service is I'll show you how much the minutes are. 1 second. I can show you here. Add time. I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, so 10 minutes is $1.99, whereas with rev.com, 1 minute is $1.25. Or like 60 minutes is $5 and 300 minutes is $20. And this is the one a way long time ago that I purchased. It's 1,440 minutes for $89.99. And the neat thing about this, you only have to pay for the minutes you need to transcribe. They have like 23 languages that you can pick from, which is really, really awesome. And like I said, I uploaded my own fonts so I can still have my own like look and feel for my fonts. And that's just crazy cheap when it comes to translation. So are the translations 100% correct all the time? No, you have to go in and correct them, but I think it's a pretty rad service. So There you go. Questions about that one? Let me know. I know it's kind of like this unconventional one, but you can still do some cool stuff in here. So it also might serve you better to have a finished video that you've done in InShot than bring it into here if you wanted to do translations and do subtitles or SRT file. Yeah, because honestly, it's probably better off for you that way to do it. But I think those services work really well hand in hand. Okay. Questions about MixCaptions? I'm surprised you guys have no questions about any of these. Okay. All right. All right, so we're moving on to my next favorite app. Never knew you could pay for the captions. Never knew you could pay for the on MixCaptions, you mean? Or something else? Now, one thing you can use, I had made a video previously on 2 different ways that you can do like Instagram story captions. So the first one was with an app that's called Threads. It's made by Instagram. It's kind of Instagram adjacent. So you can go in there and do like 15 seconds and then download it. But the thing is, it only does 15 seconds and then you have to like, which can interrupt your flow, right? And then the other option is clips, but also you're still limited in time. You might be limited to 60 seconds actually or less on clips. So it will still break up your flow. Now, when it comes to generating captions and stuff, one I will tell you that I just don't like. Oh, there's my phone. This is Clip-O-Matic. And so the way that this works, also you'll have a limited time that you can do it. You have to record inside of the app. So there's no, I recorded something outside of the app and I want to bring it in, which is the beauty of MixCaptions. You bring in a finished video file and then have it generate the captions. With this, you have to get it right inside the camera. And the problem with it is that the camera quality is so poor inside of here that I just never want to use it. It doesn't look good. It's always blown out. The filters that they have for it are awful. And I think that the captions, the way that they look, are really bad too. So you have very few options. So you've got this like thought bubble at the bottom, this square one at the top, this more like whatever. Like this is it though. Like this, what you see on screen, like this is all of them. And so we've got like, and I don't know about you, but these don't seem professional to me. These seem like comic book kind of like kitty. And there's no like really like moving them. So do you want to be cut off on the head? Do you want to be cut off, you know, in the middle of the screen? And then the only other thing, like you would think something like this, oh, this isn't so bad. Can I at least change the colored background of this little thing? No, the answer is no, you can't. Here's why you would still want to use this though. You pay $5 and it will do the 60-second recording, but you only pay one time ever. So that's nice, I guess. But I don't know if we can show you, but hey everyone. Oh, no, because it's that camera. There, hi. Now you can't see it. It's just super blown out. It looks bad all the time. And if you're looking for a low-cost solution, but honestly, I would rather just pay the money to MixCaptions for the $5 for however many minutes it was. How much was $5 worth? We're going to go back. $5 got you 60 minutes. I would much rather pay for 60 minutes of transcribing inside of MixCaptions for $5 than to pay the Clip-O-Matic $5 because the video is like almost unusable. It's awful. It's so bad. It's so bad. So there's all of that. Hello, Dutch Can Jam, says Dr. Elo. Welcome. Welcome. So there's that. MixCaptions, it's a good one. InShot, it's a better one. Now, moving on to the other one that we're going to talk about here. Okay, we are going to talk about Spark Camera. Spark Camera. Sparking up the camera. So we're not going to create a new Spark right now. So, and I'll also show you, like, This is an app that I am using. Like, I use it frequently. These are all apps that I use. So when I'm telling you, I'm like, okay, just go with me here. So here's one. We'll go. So the way that this works, okay? Okay, I'm going to mute this. You don't need to hear me. You record your clips, or you bring in the clips that you want to use. Then they bring them in basically in these circles, and then everything, if you think about this sequentially, it makes sense. So it lines up everything that you want, and then you decide, you know, are you muting this one? What is the transition from the previous clip? What's the transition afterwards? How, if you wanted to shorten your clip, you do that here, or if you want to change the speed, you do that here. So it's not a ton of options. That's what you have for every single clip option. So this one is like, let's say we're going to shorten it, and you just kind of like deal with the little thing. But one bad thing is, like, you can't really preview the clip here. Like, you already have to kind of know when you want to like clip it, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit harder to wrap your head around when you're first going, but the beauty of this one, it's meant to probably help you create the cutest, quickest, like fastest edited Instagram stories, because you literally just kind of shoot something, take a quick video, and stop, and you keep going, and then it just stitches it together for you. It's magic. It's really, really awesome. It has a library of sounds built in. Turns out that, excuse me, it's with Epidemic Sound. So if you try and take these videos and turn them into a YouTube short and use the music from within here, you will get a claim, again, not a strike, but a claim against your video, because it's basically using it from Epidemic Sounds. If you don't really know how that works, yeah. So just be careful with that. Everywhere else I've never had a problem. But the cool thing about this, after you're done with the video, and in here you have, they finally added the ability to finally start adding some text. You can add some filters in here. Like I said, you can kind of trim and change out the order. You can change and mix with the volume a little. You can record a voiceover. You can add music from inside of their library. You can download the clips, and then you can export this project straight to TikTok, or, you know, just save it to your camera roll, whatever else it is. So I think this one is, so what you're saying is it stinks. Yes. If we're talking about Clip-O-Matic, it stinks. I don't recommend it. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite at all. So yeah, this is, I know there's not much to say about Spark Camera. I will say it's one of those where it's like, it's so simple, but, oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. I think there's some built-in transitions already here, or if it's not in this one, I can show you in, I think I did some transitions in here. So you can also see when it comes to the circle, like how long in length each of the different clips are that you're using inside of the circle in here. So watch, they're gonna have some automatic transitions. I was like, zoom, zoom, right? So you don't have to do anything inside of like some other editing program, because if you go in and then look, you saw that each one of these, when you go in between, has a transition to going from one to the next. So it makes it super duper easy to make it look like fancy when you're editing your Instagram story, right? So you look at this and then you're like, wait for the zoom, boom, like, right? That looks pretty freaking rad. And the fact that you just kind of just take a couple of 5-second videos or whatever else, and it stitches it together for you like that. So good. Let me show you the one. Oregon. Here. So I think this one is actually pretty neat as an example, because as you go in, and it's like, boom, zoom, zoom, pans to the right, zooms in, like, right? All I did was stitch together, or just point it at a few different clips from this trip, and just automatic transitions. And if you look at them, they're in between my little circles, and you can see them, the ones that have been, brought in. So the transitions that you have, there are these cut, zooms, motions, left and right, dissolving, fading, the push-ups, the wipe, rights, downs, whatever. So I don't know if I can just, whatever. But I just think it's so good. It's such a good, quick editing program. So the cars are awesome. Yeah, we went to, I don't know if you saw that, but there was a I was like in love with that car. I was like, oh my God, I want this car so bad. This is Park Place. If you're in the Seattle area in Bellevue, this is Park Place, and it's kind of like part car museum, part car dealership. So you can go in there into like this little, what would you call this, like a little warehouse, but they have multiple buildings that are like this, where you just go and you can look at classic cars and like sport cars, and just like, this one was my favorite though. I was like, look at this purple cassette player, this like interior with these huge like bucket seats and this carpet that's in lilac and these flames going down the side in a convertible. Like, are you kidding me? This thing is awesome. This thing is awesome. It was a 1937 Ford Phaeton, and I could not read the guy's handwriting, so I thought it was Ford Phantom because that just sounded like in my head that was correct. Ford Phaeton. Yeah, so if you want to see this exact video, I put it on I think Shelly shares her day as a YouTube short, just FYI. But yeah, go check out Park Place in Bellevue, Washington, right? The transitions, pretty smooth on that. So like I said, once you're done with this, and they have the built-in music library, or you can add your own music or whatever. You can export it all kinds of different resolutions if you're trying to save space, all that kind of good stuff. So there's that. And they also have their own like guided video tutorials if you wanted to go in there and like kind of figure out how to use all of these tools. They have the videos, so I mean, because obviously you're not learning how to do it from this overview. Although I did promise at one point, I do need to make this video about how much I like this app. So this is a precursor warm-up, letting y'all know that there will be one on InShot, one on Spark Camera, more on MixCaptions. Okay, so let's get out of there. What questions do you have on that one? Do you have any questions about it? Any questions about it? Okay, so where are we with time? How are we doing? 6:10. Okay, not bad, not bad. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Cut Story. It had its heyday. It has subsequently died down. I just want to give you a quick overview about why you might care about this. Okay. So Cut Story's claim to fame, all that stuff. Oh wow, they changed up their models. Subscriptions to what? Oh, I'm so confused. Way back in the day, I spent, I think, $2 to remove the watermark as well in Cut Story. Very similarly to like InShot. You know, a lot of them will have like $2 to remove this watermark, or remove in ads if it's a free thing, you know? And then it looks like almost all of these programs have then later subsequently gone to a subscription model, right? See, it's like everything has a subscription. But in here, you can create a video, or you go with the video that you already have. Okay, so once if you want to go into recent projects, let me see here. Oh no, loading error. Oh, because I cleared off my memory and some of them don't live here anymore because I backed it all up to Google Photos. Man, okay. So the claim to fame for Cut Story is that it can cut your videos into separate video files of appropriate lengths. So if you're someone who's created a 1 minute long video on Instagram stories, right? That's going to be 4 different videos because it's 15 seconds times 4. This was back in the day before Instagram would cut your video automatically for you. Then Cut Story was super handy because you're like, oh man, I have this 1 minute video. I have to go in and try and like cut it, right? Cut Story would do that for you. Or if you were then on to a different site, such as like LinkedIn stories, which are 20 seconds instead of the 15, and you'd have to go in and then be like, ugh, do I need to have 4 of these 15-second ones, or can I have 3 of these 20-second ones? Like math problems, right? But you could go in and say, I want you to cut it every, let's say 59 seconds, because on IG main feed profiles, if you wanted to have a carousel, each video can't be longer than a minute, right? So you could be 59 seconds and then swipe to the next part of this thing up till, what is it, the 10-minute mark, because carousels can have 10 different posts in it. So you could then go in and specify, hey, I want you to cut every, 59 seconds and give me 10 of these 59-second videos. So you can see multiple scenarios where this like comes in super duper handy because of the fact that some of the different profiles, they don't all match up in length of how long a video can be. Not only that, but or the size and orientation. So this is what Cut Story's claim to fame was really about, was being able to take whatever you had and its story, because it was like Instagram stories, and it would cut automatically at those times when you needed, so that you could then go upload it and then have it play through sequentially, right? No, there's no limit in the video length. I remember asking that to them a long time ago, and they told me that. So the only thing that you have to be careful with, like I said, is don't use their in-app music if the final destination is going to end up being on YouTube, because you will get a copyright claim from Epidemic Sounds, unless maybe perhaps you're under Epidemic Sounds. They never got back to me on that one, because I had DM'd with them on Instagram about it, because I had gotten a copyright claim, and they were talking about how it's Epidemic Sounds and how whatever, and I was like, what if you're already a customer of Epidemic Sounds and you register this, and since this is coming from the library, would they release it? They never got back to me on that one, but there you go, just FYI. The user interface in Spark is probably a little bit lacking, but here's the thing, is it's not supposed to be some like big editing thing like a InShot or iMovie or whatever else. Like, it's really meant for run and gun quick snaps that like throw together these transitions and bam. It wasn't even until this year that they added titles, right? It wasn't until this year that they added some of these additional filters. So they really have like upped their game in the last year, but before then it was literally like take a 5-second thing, have a swipe, take a 5-second thing, have a swipe, upload it to your Instagram stories. And people would be like, whoa, that looks so like professional and fancy. And you'd be like, I made it in no time. But you wouldn't actually say that to people, because they'd be like, yeah, I know, I'm just really awesome, right? So keep that in mind. I swear that I had information about Spark camera somewhere. I wonder if it's on my phone. Let's second. Let me look, because I think I had some notes for when I make the video. And where are my notes? Watch me digress for just a minute and think about this. So we were looking for Spark. Spark. TikTok, Snapchat, Kira. This is me with notes. There's always a million notes, but I have to go in and search for things. TikTok, Bitmojis. No, that's not it. One second. Let me search one place else, and if I don't have an answer, then I'm just gonna move on. But I want you to know I'm looking for you. Dutch Can Jam. Okay, let me see. I am looking. Let's see here. There's no time limit. Okay, this is in our messages. There's no time limit. There are 200 license-free songs from Epidemic Sounds, which is a popular music choice. You can use the songs freely anywhere, but Epidemic Sounds will claim your song on YouTube, which is what I was saying. Let's see here. And then this is where I asked them. I was like, wait, if you're already like a customer, like, will they still claim it? And they did not get back to me. But I did tag them in my Sea Lion one, which you already saw. Let's see here. See, as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see that. I've used them a lot. I've tagged them a lot. So they did not get back to me on that one, but there you go. No time limit officially on that guy. All right. Yadu03. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Do you have any plans for the upcoming 4th of July weekend? Let all the people know. And, okay. We're going to go back into these are all the story ones. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about a few of these, because I'm not saying that I do or don't highly recommend them, but they're not necessarily video editing apps, okay? So HypeType is basically an animated text tool for like Instagram stories. You can go in and have like 2 lines of text and then choose from a variety of ways that they write on screen, okay? Instagram Captions is basically a site that I bookmarked because to have the spaces, the line spaces, the clean breaks in your long captions, if you're doing that. I don't really use this one. I should move it off the front page. They're usually in order of like how often I use them. So Snaptic is a site that you can use if you need to download your TikToks and have the watermark removed. A better way to do it though is to go into your settings and privacy in TikTok, request your backup data, and in a few days they'll let you know and you can download it, and then it has a URL for each of your videos and what you used as a caption. You can go download the video at a higher quality without a watermark. Keep that in mind. Okay. So the next thing in here was Threads, which I told you was that Instagram adjacent app so that you can have your captions. It's only 15 seconds at a time. So there's that. Clip-O-Matic, like I said, it's on the second page because I don't necessarily recommend it. And the only reason I have it and haven't uninstalled it is because I paid $5 for it. So if hell froze over and I needed to have some sort of thing and MixCaptions was not there for me, I would use Clip-O-Matic. But I think you guys saw, I have like 2,000 minutes or something left on MixCaptions. So I don't see that happening anytime soon, but just FYI. So that's all of the video apps that I use for making stories. And then TikTok and Instagram, I also make video things inside of there. Now, if we're talking about video editing apps, okay, straight video editing apps. So the first one is going to be Lumafusion. You guys know how much I love Lumafusion. I prefer Lumafusion on an iPad. I think you need the extra real estate. It's difficult on a phone, but if you have a larger phone screen, then it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's not great, but it's not so bad. iMovie. And you guys know that the trick with the pinch and squeeze and zoom, if you're trying to do a vertical video instead of iMovie, if you don't, go watch the video on that one. I made that. Splice is actually, it's decent. It doesn't support the green screen stuff like I want. VLLO does support green screen. Splice does not. So I think VLLO is actually higher rated than Splice for me. Video Leap and Filmora Go, those I'm all still tinkering with, so I don't want to register an opinion just yet on them. Okay? I take my video editing apps and like testing very, very seriously, but I won't talk about the ones until I've used them a lot. And actually, even the ones that I have used a lot, I haven't made my videos on them either. So there's that. Double Take. I will talk about Double Take for just a second. So Double Take is part of the Filmic Pro kind of like suite. And this app is the one that you use if you want to record both front and back cameras at the same time. So you can do a picture-in-picture, you can do a side-by-side, you can choose the cameras, you can choose your frame rate and your resolution. It's not bad. I actually prefer sometimes the one inside of, I don't know if I told you this, but Spark Video will allow you to take video inside of the app that is recording on front and selfie at the same time. But you can't change up too much with the shape or whatnot. So let me see if there's anything else worth mentioning. I don't really think so. So those are the big ones. I do use, let me fix this. I do use probably InShot the most though. Just putting that out there. We'll go back to Star Wars. What questions do we have about that? Let me know if there are specific apps that you want to see videos on, because I have a long list of them that I'm going to be making. So yes, like I said, more on InShot, more on Spark Video, more on, I have one in Splice that I plan on making. So let me know. Double Take is being downloaded now. Yeah. Awesome. I was actually just putting out a tweet today and I was like, you know, I really am overdue on pulling the trigger on buying the Filmic Pro app, because you have more manual options and control once you purchase it. I just hadn't done it yet because it's like $15 by itself, or it's $20 in the package for that with the remote. And it's just like, one, are you being dumb? Because you guys have seen, obviously, I have many video editing apps and many of them I've already spent money on. So buying another one at this point for anything other comparison is just kind of like, do you really need that? No. Should you get it? Maybe. So I'm still like hesitant, but I have been thinking about pulling the trigger on that one for actually probably like over a year, because They first came on the scene in my periphery when the iPhone 11 Pro Max was coming on the scene and was being like explained and revealed, because they did a demo on software that was yet to be updated to work correctly, but on all of this cool stuff you could do with the camera. And I don't know if they ever got to the point where they met parity with what they said was going on in the app, because it was always like coming soon, coming soon. So I was like, I'm gonna wait until the software is ready. And then I just like lost track of it, and I don't know if it ever was ready. And as you can see, I have other apps going on. So all right, tell me, what's going on with y'all? What's going on? You made a countdown timer on Canva. You had music from Epidemic Sounds. It notes it every time I see the timer in my YouTube description. Did you already register your channel with Epidemic Sound? I know that some people pay for the subscription, but they haven't done that second thing where they link up the channel in Epidemic Sound so they know to release any kind of stuff, because as long as you're still paying, you should be fine to keep using it. And that's one thing, if you guys didn't know that about Epidemic Sounds, is that if while you're under a monthly subscription with them, any videos that you make using the music during the time of subscription is covered. But if you leave them, let's say you were a member in January, but now it is July, and you decide to use a song that you downloaded in January, but it was now July, and you're no longer a member, you're no longer able to use that song and not get a claim from Epidemic. So it's still covered the video that you from when you downloaded it and released it in January, but not for you to continue using after you leave them. Hopefully that made sense. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. You don't have a subscription with Epidemic? Well, yeah, that's probably why. And use a different sound, or have a use a different sound then. You don't want them to claim it, right? You don't want that. Okay. I didn't know you can sign up to music provided. So also another thing, if you happen to have TubeBuddy and you wanted to get Epidemic Sounds, in the member perk section of it, you can get a discount for Epidemic Sounds if you have any paid level of TubeBuddy. Also in there, all the music that I usually use on my streams here, like when we're doing our dance breaks, that's all sounds and music that I've downloaded from the Audio Hero library, which is free to use as long as you have a paid membership with TubeBuddy as well. So just FYI. Canva has an agreement with them. Not a big deal. Okay, cool. So, any other questions that y'all have? Oh, you know what? Something else that I just started using a lot more too. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've been with PicMonkey for several years, and PicMonkey now has an integration with several stock photo sites. But just recently, they started an integration with some stock video sites. So you can go in and kind of like make a little video inside of PicMonkey. So if you wanted to make like a animated little video or GIF for like a Pinterest pin or like an Instagram story or something like that, you can do it there, and then they'll let you download it, which I think is pretty cool, because like, if you didn't know, like a lot of stock library sites are expensive, or you have to pay a monthly fee or whatever. So the fact that they include it for free is just part of a perk, I think is pretty sweet. So if you happen to be using PicMonkey, take a look. Now you can insert stock photos and stock videos and then download the videos. How cool is that? All right. So, hello, Juan Santiago. Any other questions that you guys had? We're almost, well, we got like 5 more minutes. So, I tried signing up for a free music service through TubeBuddy and they never approved me. I don't know what the issue is. It's supposed to be part of TubeBuddy Suite when you purchase it. Was it the Audio Hero or was it Juke Deck? Because I download and use all of the music from Audio Hero in my live streams. I am going to be signing up for the discounted Epidemic Sounds. I'm excited to try that because, you know, everyone's always talking about Epidemic Sounds and the better music they have. So I will be doing it. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah. And then there was Juke Deck, which are these computer generated kind of sounds, but then I played through them and I was just like, this is not the type of thing that I need in my streams, or so I just didn't do anything with it. The Audio Hero one, you should create a support ticket, because I know that one thing is you can't go to the Audio Hero site and like log in. I have it bookmarked now, but I log in coming from TubeBuddy, because they have a separate sign-in page for people coming from TubeBuddy. Hope that makes sense. When I do it, I had gone previously to my TubeBuddy integration thing or member perks, and then I would hit that sign-in from there. But if that doesn't fix it, then create the support ticket, because they'll help you figure it out, because that's where all of my music for my streams come from. It's all from Audio Hero, and I like it because I did a video on it way back in the day, but I did it because I like it because you can do like beats per minute or mood. And so sometimes when I'm just feeling like I have some free time, I'll go through and I'll pick different music sounds that I like and then throw them into, I have a folder called like for social media or for streaming, and then I can use songs for like during my Instagram videos or something like that. Double take is really cool. Yay! And I'm glad you guys are checking that out. It's neat, right? So you can go in there, and if you have a camera like 11 Pro and higher, right, usually they'll let you select which camera are you trying to use. Is it the ultra wide? Is it the wide? And so if you go into the little icon that looks like the megaphone, then you can kind of select which is camera A and which is camera B. And you have to play with that a little bit so that if you wanted you as the bigger one or the little window, it's based on which camera is camera A and which camera is camera B. So if you want it to be switched, then you need to go back to the little megaphone so you can then tap them and be like, switch the cameras. That way when you go back into the thing, there you go. If that makes sense. Epidemic Sound Library is great. See, I know, I should do that. Double take is really cool. Double take. What's double take? Double take? I don't know if I know what double take is. Do I know what double take is? What's double take? Let me know. Okay, so I think I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go have dinner. I think nachos are calling my name. I think that sounds splendiferous. Members only live stream tomorrow night. Pixel P, I don't know if you're still lurking, but if there are questions or whatnot that you guys want to go over specifically, please send them to me, message me, whatever, so that we can cover that. Dr. Elo, I don't know if you heard that, but members only live stream tomorrow. I'm sorry I'm a day late on that. Just everything's been crazy and the days got away from me, okay? The mobile, oh yeah, of course. Storm's RPS. I'm glad that worked for you. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that worked for you. Members only live stream tomorrow night. I think we'll continue the thing where I think anyone can tune in to at least watch it, but you can't comment unless you're a channel member. So just FYI with that. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday for another video, next Thursday for another Triple T. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you for spending some of your holiday weekend prep-ish time with me. And I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye, guys.